Probably just say 230.
231.
Okay, there you go right there. That's a really good illustration. Make sure that you label the parts, guys. What are the parts that you need to know? X of 1 and Y of 1. There's a really good sentence right above it that you can use. Somebody tell me the R word.
109.
Okay.
Okay.
That was parallel lines, right?
Yes.
Okay, now looking at that parallel lines, what's the main thing that you should notice about parallel lines? What do they have the same? What's similar? Read it. You gotta make sure that you have this on there. They got the same slope, good. Okay, how many equations are you gonna have? Well, how many lines do you have? 2. So how many equations are you gonna have? 2, right? Okay, what form are they gonna be in? Slope, intercept, okay? What if you have them in standard form? What form do you need to have them to make sure that they're parallel? To make sure lines are, check and see if lines are parallel, what form do they have to be in? Can I just compare their slope? Hello? If I wanted to check and see if 2 lines were parallel, couldn't I just compare their slope and see if they were the same? Okay, so for me to be able to do that, what form do they have to be in? Slope, intercept, right? You're going to come to some equations that are going to be in standard form, all right? And you're going to have to get them switched over. You guys ready for notes? Okay, that date on there should be Perfect.
It's like 22.
It's 25.
One, two, three, five. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Alright. You guys know.
Well,
I'll change it later.
wow.
It's 125. Yeah, Jeff said students, we're gonna write, students will graph equations in slope-intercept form. Your path skills 2.2 C 111, or I think it's I. And 2.2 D. The title, if you guys wanna write that down, it's gonna be writing equations in slope-intercept form. It's gonna be the same thing as what we did in 4.1, we're just doing it from a different way. You guys see that okay? Everybody good? Okay, first example, example 1, write an equation given the slope and a point, okay? Write an equation of line that passes through 2 and -3 with a slope of 1/2. So basically, remember what did we say? What is this right here? What do we call that? It's a coordinate, or what's another word we use for it? Ordered pair, good? It's an ordered pair, right? What have we talked about on the ordered pair? Is that is what? Which coordinate is it? X, and then that is Y. We've also said that in our equation, we can replace those numbers for where? -3 can go for Y, and 2 can go for X. Okay? What are we looking for here? We have to write it in what? Slope, intercept. So what do we not know? No. We know the slope. We don't know B, do we? Okay, so B is what we're trying to find. Does everybody understand that? Now, once I get it written in this form, then it's going to work for the whole line. Does that make sense? I can pick points on that line, and it should be able to fit into my equation. Everybody with me? Okay, so again, how many variables do you have if I just look at it like this? I got 4 unknowns, right? I can't solve it that way, can I? If I just had one unknown, could I solve it? So that's the whole point of this. So I'm going to put -3 there equals, my slope is 1/2, and then what goes after it? 2. I would suggest you put it in parentheses, and then plus B. Okay, so now we just do what? Simplify. -3, what's half of 2? 1. How do I get B by itself? Well, now, am I finished? Okay, what do I need to do now? Very good. I need to rewrite it as y equals, rewrite it as what? Y equals x minus 4, right? This is my answer. Okay? Any questions? Anybody need more time to copy that down? That's good. All right, write an equation, or there's a CYP. Go ahead and write that down if you want. If not, that's your choice. It's going to be on your CYP tomorrow.
Did you put those face to edit?
I don't know. I don't know if she's better. I don't. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. It's there for you. You decide how you want to write it down. I don't know if there's enough space on there or not. was kind of limited on space, so I tried to put as much information on this as I could possibly put. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to make it so it's not. Everybody good? Okay, example 2. Okay, write the equation of a line that passes through -3, -4, and -2, -8. Okay, now there's a couple of study points over there. Choosing a point, given 2 points on a line, you may select either point to be x1 or y1. What's the little 1 stand for? First dot or first point, right? Okay, so if you have x of 2 or y of 2, then that would be the second point. When have we done that before?
Yeah.
We did it with what? What is that? Slope formula, right? Okay, so the slope, if the x1 and y1 coordinates are negative, be sure to account for both the negative signs and the subtraction symbol, right? In the slope formula. So we got to keep our minus separate from our negative. Okay, now notice, we want to write an equation. What kind of equation are we wanting to write here? We want to write it in slope-intercept form. Okay? Now I've got 2 points. What's the first thing I need to find out? Well, what did I find out in the previous problem? What did I have? I had a point and I had example 1. What did I have? What did it give me? Slope, right? So I got to find the slope, don't I? Can I do that with these 2? Okay, so I'm going to, what do we talk about? It's good practice if I do what? Go ahead and label my coordinates. Okay, it's real easy. 5, 2, -8, minus a -4. Keep your minus separate from your negative, right? Okay, -2 minus -3. That gives me
-4/1.
4. What else can I write?
Just -4.
Good. Okay, now, so now I have at least 1 point. How many points do I have? I just got 2, right? Now let me ask you a question. Can I use either one of these 2? Or do I have to use one over the other? I can use, because both these are going to fall on the same line. They have to, right? I mean, that's how I got my slope. Alright, so I can use either one of these points. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my slope-intercept form. I'm going to use the first point, this one right here. That's my x1, y1. So I'm going to put -4 there. My slope is -4. For x, I'm going to put -3, and then plus b. Good. -4 equals 12, plus b. Subtract 12 from both sides.
-16. -16.
So my y equals -4 x.
Wait, no.
Minus.
Okay, that's easy.
Pretty easy, right? Anybody have any questions at this point? Mom? You good? Maya, you good? Kaylin, you good? Alright. There's a CYP. Now, I will tell you the EOI test, they really like using these tables like this right here. They're notorious for doing that. Is it any different than what we just did? Okay, the only difference is how the material is presented to you. Okay, a lot of your standardized tests will do it like this. Okay, what's the first order pair?
3 to 1 and 3 to
Okay, good. It's that and that, right? What's the other ordered pair? 2 and 6. How can I find this? How can I find the slope real quick? What is slope? Maybe want to write this down. It's rise over run. Well, how do I figure the rise? Well, it's the change in what? The y's. Okay, and the run is the change in what? X. So how is it changing from there to there? And how much is it changing by? You guys watching this and trying to save some time. Tell me if you need to put that up or I'm going to take it away from you. Hello, somebody out there? How's it changing? It's 5 and 3, right? So what's my rise? It's 3, isn't it? Okay, how's that changing?
By 1. 3, yeah.
Changing by 3, isn't it? It'll go -1, 0, 1, and 2. That's how many units? Okay, so my slope is going to be what? 1. You guys see I did that? Okay, that'll help save you a little time if you can see it. You didn't see it, Devin? You might want to pay attention.
Okay.
You're shaking your head back there. Devin's one of our, he likes to be dramatic. Okay, there's another CYP. Example 3. Here's a good example of what you might see on a standardized test, ACT, DOY test. During 1 year, Malik's cost for self-serve regular gas was $3.20 on the 1st of June and $3.42 on the 1st of July. Write a linear equation to predict Malik's cost of gasoline the first of any month during the year using 1 to represent what? January, right? Okay, so there's a hint over there. Read the hint. You know that the cost in June was what? And the cost in July was? Okay, so we're going to let X represent what? Okay, so X equals the month. And then Y is going to represent what? The cost. Okay, so write an equation of a line that passes through. So January would be the first month, wouldn't it? Okay, what month is June?
6.
Okay, so 6, at the 6th month, it was how much?
320.
3 what?
320.
320. So that's my first what? Point. First order pair, first point. Okay, my second point, what was the other month? It was July, so that would be 7, right? And it was how much? 342. Good. Everybody with me? Okay, so you got x of 1, y of 1, x of 2, y of 2. Let's find our slope. 7 minus 6. What is that? Point? 22? Per what? 1. Now let's say this. and everybody listen to me when I say this, because if you don't, it's gonna mess up your whole problem. There are gonna be times, okay, where your bottom number is not what? Not 1, okay? Do I need to get it to be 1? Like, for example, if I had 10 over 2, would I need, could I use that as a slope? Yeah, you just need to turn it into 5 over 1. Always make sure, like on word problems, always make sure that your bottom number is what? 1. Now it's real easy. All you have to do is, like, if I had 10 over 3, how do I turn the bottom number into what? Divide 10 by what? 3. Okay? Everybody clear on that? If you don't, it's gonna make it hard on you. So just a little bit more work involved. Alright, so now I have that. Now I need to go 3.20 equals what? 0.22 times 6 E plus B. Okay, so 320 plus B, subtract 132 from both sides.
1.88 equals
1.88.
equals B.
Okay, so what's my equation?
So it would be y equals
Y equals
0.22 over 1.
X,
Yeah, do I need to put it over 1?
No,
no. Plus 1.
plus 1.8.
Okay. What month do you think that might represent right there? Or does July, huh? What'd you say? And how about January?
That's what
Oh,
I was thinking. I thought that too.
Well, I mean, you're already in the middle with June and July, aren't you?
Yeah, I was fine in the middle of that.
Okay, so my starting point is gonna be maybe January, and then how much is it going up per month? 22 cents? Right? Everybody with me? Okay. Could be, I'm not saying it is sure, but possibly. Alright, there's a CYP right there. Get a problem on your quiz tomorrow. We got 2 quizzes you gotta take too, right?
Yeah, 1.
4-1, we gotta go back and get that made up. You know, write those down. I mean, you don't have to, I'm just curious. If we let X represent years since 2005, what would that make 2005? to make it 0?
Oh, yeah, 0.
That'd be my starting point, right? What would that make 2008? Be 3, wouldn't it? Just a little hint there. You know, I could subtract those 2008 from 2005, but if you know that little part right there, it'll save you kind of having to do that. Now you know what your bottom number is going to be, right? There's another CYP. Put this one down. Now this one is very similar. This problem is similar to what we did in 4-1. Anybody remember what that was? What the term was that? For that was? Linear what? Extra? Okay. Or we just have a number in for X and solve for Y, right? Okay, so what's our function here? Anybody tell me what the function is? The function is the same thing as what?
It's y equals to
Right. Dominic, do you have your phone out again? What are you doing? What you working on something? Looks like you're texting back there. Were you texting earlier? What were you doing earlier? What were you doing on your phone? Are we supposed to be doing that? And the answer would be? Alright, look at this one real quick. Next time you might see a problem like this on the EOY test. Whitewater rafting. 10 people from a local youth group went to Black Hills Whitewater rafting tour for a one-day rafting trip. The group paid $425. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to find the total cost for how many people? 15, okay? Look at the little brochure on the right. The guide's fee plus what? $35 per person for a one-day trip. How would I fit that into an equation that I could use to predict other? What's what here?
The slope is
Good. Slope is 35. How do you know that the slope is 35?
it's $35 per person.
Okay. What's the little word that we look for? Per, right? Anytime I see that word, that usually means that it's the slope. Okay. So can I just go ahead and plug everything in? Or will I have to find out what my intercept is? What's my B? What's my intercept? Anybody tell me that? No?
15 people.
No? Am I going to have to plug some things in? How many people? 15? Okay, so 15 costs how much? So if X was 15, what would Y be? If my input was 15, what would my output be? No.
It would be
How much is it for 15 people? 425. So if my input is 15, then my output is going to be, okay, that's my point. Everybody with me so far? Okay, so I know what? M equals 35 over per person, so for one person it's $35. Everybody with me so far? Okay, so now what am I going to have to do? Plug everything in, right? Okay, so what goes where? 425 there. My slope is times. So we need to find what my what? What am I looking for?
your, B,
I'm looking for my B. What would be B?
y-intercept.
Yeah, but what would it represent in this case? No.
No.
We know the total cost for 425. You think there might be like a flat fee? Something that you don't have to pay just to walk in the door? Because those rafts, what do? They drive you up to the point and then let you off, don't they? Okay, so who's going to pay for that gas going up there?
The company.
You guys.
Okay.
They're going to charge you for that, okay? So 425, what's 35 times 15? 5 what? Plus B, subtract 525. Okay, what is that going to end up being? Huh?
Negative.
I know, but what's my equation going to be?
Oh, y equals 35x minus 5.
Minus 100.
Oh, yeah, minus 100. Sorry.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot the first part, didn't I? It's 10 people, right?
Yeah.
That should be 10. Sorry. How much is that?
350, 350.
Okay, so subtract 350, that ends up being what?
175. Oh, wait, 75.
75 plus. And,
Yes, plus 75.
okay, so now we got 15 people, so we want to figure for 15. Now I can use my what? Linear. I can use this, right? So y equals 35 times 15 plus 75. What's 35 times we said what? Plus 75. Y equals 600.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I misread. Okay, we're going to pair check real quick. Go ahead and make sure you go back on your notes and mark your master room and come by and check here in just a sec.
Oh, Mr. Morris.
Mark your mastery box.
Down chapter 2 and chapter 3, but the zeros, but they were already graded.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I left them out. But I know how many ones.
Just make sure I get them before you leave today.
Which one are you on?
They're nice. Pretty easy. What's your mastery? What are you stuck on? You good? Yeah, it's a lot of information, isn't it? Make sure you go back and use your exam. Okay.
I didn't do that. I didn't know if it was before.
Well, I mean, your end result.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Because you'll end up finding these 12 things.
What's your mastery?
Oh.
Are you good? Ah,
Like, on the road, I get that was class, maybe class number 3, negative 2 minus 1, wait, 702,
Positive.
yeah, positive 2, I don't know, like, you might do it, she still have to do something, she can see.
that 4 or 9? Let's go, girls. You got plenty of work to do, right? Am I right or wrong? Got plenty of work?
Really works.
You didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh wait, Josh is married to you. Do you want those brakes?
Yeah, give me a second.
I'm sorry.
You have a question? It's a little loud over there. I have to separate you two. You guys think we have time to grade 4-1 pair check?
We have like 4 minutes.
I know. I think that's plenty of time. Straight up, let's go. Let's grade 4-1 real quick. Okay, so like Anna basically